Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast, coming to you from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Just a couple of guys drinking some beers, having some chow, and talking all things sports.
We're rolling.
All right, boys. Episode 77. We have a special guest with us. Actually, the first guest we ever had, but back before video. Stevie Rich was in the kitchen a couple of years, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were sitting right here.
How many episodes ago was that?
That was 75 episodes ago.
Wow, what a run.
And
look at you guys.
I know. And back then, the discussion was more about how he did karaoke in his basement and then graduated to the New World Tavern.
Wow.
Right?
You got quite a memory.
That's, well, because, that's what I do.
That's your job.
So I'm kind of, a pro. But anyway, so he was doing that, and he was doing karaoke's on what night the New World Tavern have that?
Yeah, I think Tuesday nights they were doing that.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's graduated. You got to see him. What's the name of the band again? Traffic Jam.
Yeah.
Traffic Jam is the name of the band. They're outrageous. Stevie Rich comes out there with 17 outfits. He's like Freddie Prinze all over again. Unbelievable.
Moriarty's on the drums.
Moriarty on the drums.
That's why we call Stevie Rich. He's not just a musician. He's not just a singer.
He's the entertainer.
I'm just trying to bring it to the people.
That's right.
I don't want anyone leaving.
How many outfits you got on right now?
3.
No.
Yeah. I try to keep myself engaged.
There you go.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know when somebody's going to have a mic.
Well, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, Steve. Thanks for the invite. Good to see you again.
Dougie, you going Snapple again?
That's it.
For our millions of viewers, we appreciate you watching as we go into the eve of the big hockey game. But Stevie, tell me, because we're going to move on to some sports, but probably more entertaining is the entertainment.
Yeah. All right. What do you want
How's
to
it
know?
going? How do you feel about the group? How do you feel about your gigs lined up? What do we get next for gigs, etc.?
Well, it's interesting. So the group is made up of, we've got like different demographics, different age groups inside of our group. So I think.
So you got DEI going on in the band. I like it.
Yeah. So, it's always interesting. Like there are always certain types of music that one band member might want to play, whereas, I might want to play something else, so everyone needs to like meet and find these songs that they can all agree on. And the songs also need to be songs that everyone wants to hear, like that the audience wants to hear. So it can't just be about you and what you want to play. It also has to be about like what you can play and what's, works for you, but also, what the audience wants to hear. They don't always want to hear like the B-side of a Dawkins album. Like, that's great for me when I grew up. I love that, but nobody wants to hear that shit now. Anyway, so like that's
A lot of collaboration with the club.
Yeah, you got to work well in the sandbox with each other, and so that's been a work in progress. And then we go out and we play, and we go out and we start playing together. We're out in public, and these guys have no idea like how I go. I'm like changing outfits. I'm dressed up. I'm doing all kinds of this stuff, and they're sitting there playing, and they're like, "What the fuck is the matter with this guy?" Not only what the fuck is he wearing, but where the fuck is he going? I got a wireless mic, and that changed my world. It was awesome. I could fucking go anywhere inside of space. I have like 300-foot range. It's just the best thing in the world. Three wheels are off.
Dougie hasn't seen the entertainer yet.
The entertainer's been let out of the cage, Dougie. Sounds like.
Next concert,
Dougie, get a babysitter.
You and April are going to get a babysitter. Let's go.
Yeah, when's the next concert?
What do you got next?
We are at Gillis Tavern on St. Patty's Day. Now,
Which is a Monday.
The unfortunate part, is that it's a Monday. But, take the edge off of things. Like we're starting early. We start at 6. So maybe you can see the first set. And the first set will be so fucking good you won't want to leave, so I'll get you for the whole night.
Look at that, huh?
They're trying to lock you in. I think they're trying to lock you into the pillory, too, coming.
Yeah, I think we're confirmed for the Pillory on the 19th of April.
Yes.
Yes.
Who's doing the bookings? Is Moriarty on that?
It's kind of a blend. So we just played over at Cancun.
I know I missed that concert. I was at that's when I was up at James's fundraiser.
How'd it go?
It was fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw the video.
It was a great time. It was a different, like when you walk into this, so I've never played there before, and you walk in and it's just all tables. So my first thought is like, what the fuck? Where am I going to go? Like there's hardly any room for the band to set up. Never mind, where am I going to go? Like I like to go. So I just did my thing. I roamed around. I went in between the tables, stood up on the fireplace, did my thing wherever I wanted to. I just figured it out. It just took time, like initially I was a little like worried about where I was going to be, but it all worked out. It was good. So
Good crowd.
It was a great crowd.
That's
it was a really good crowd. That was the night we had a snowstorm.
Oh yeah.
So that rolled in late night, like I don't know, 10:30. It started snowing, and then of course the news hypes it. So you would think we're getting, I don't know, 2 feet of snow. So that anyway, despite that, we still had a great crowd. It was a great time.
It's a great tape. So I highly recommend to our millions of viewers, lock in. You guys must have what do you have like a little web page thing?
Yeah, you can find us. We're on Facebook. We're also building a web page right now, and you look around, you can find me.
On Instagram. Yeah, Instagram.
You just gotta look me
Just follow on Instagram, Traffic Jam. You'll get all the intel, and we'll see you at the next concert.
Yeah.
So thanks, Stevie. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I think next time we're not gonna have time for tonight, but next time we're gonna bring. I think when does the Revolution start yet? It's coming up, right?
Yeah, it's starting. Actually, last night, if you were watching,
Was it their first game last night? Or was it a scrimmage?
Well,
Because the coach was on EEI today. It's the same coach, right? He's back.
yes, I believe he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's he seems like a nice guy. So they lost last night.
No, what I was going to say is I was flipping through the channels, and Lionel Messi was playing.
Oh yeah.
He's from Miami, as you know.
Yeah.
So the game was in Kansas City last night.
Cold.
It was so cold. It was like, I don't know, 8 degrees, 3 degrees.
You lit it up though.
Oh yeah, he had a beautiful goal. It was crazy. But you could see these guys playing, and when it's that cold, you don't have a lot of stuff on when you're playing, and your feet are numb. Like it's impossible to feel like the ball. I don't know how he did it, but he was able to.
It's weird they start so early. I don't get it.
In the season, yeah,
It's ridiculous. But anyway, so maybe we'll have Stevie back or a little preview of the Rev season.
They start Saturday.
Saturday. Oh,
Saturday hosting Nashville at 8:30.
8:30 should be nice and balmy around 27.
Woo, beach
That's
day.
it. So Stevie, going back to that real quick.
Sorry, though, Doug. I want to get into that. I mean, what are you doing? What does it matter if you go later? Is there something they would run into?
They probably run into
Contact or something?
I don't know. People are making big bucks.
I bet it has to do with the champions.
Could have something to
The
do.
champions.
How long's their season?
It's pretty long.
I don't know how many games there.
It goes to the fall, doesn't it?
Yeah. No.
No, but don't they have a break? I think a lot
All right,
of
we'll get more detail. Let's move on, Doug. But
Well,
ridiculous
Stevie,
to
real
stop.
quick, would you consider Rick a Traffic Jam groupie?
No, he's missed a couple. So, I have other people that don't miss. Yeah, like I don't know. Rick, he goes whenever he goes.
I've gone to almost every concert. I got him started in the whole thing, for God's sake. Never mind.
Whoa. Who got him started?
Coach did?
Actually, there's a little story about.
I got to deal with Moriarty's band, Stevie Rich's band, Moriarty.
No disrespect.
We've got
Moriarty's band. Come on.
saying,
I
I have to support him. I get IML's band. I got to see.
Ibel is the nicest man on the planet. You have to, yeah, absolutely.
He gave Lisa some nice.
He is fantastic.
Yeah, we could at least.
And his band is great.
He hasn't gone back.
But I gave you your start.
Yeah, actually. So we were at the G Pub playing one night. No, I wasn't. Moriarty's band was playing. Hilty goes up to Moriarty and says, "Hey, Stevie wants to sing." So they put me up there. They put me up there. They let me do a couple of songs. I forget, maybe one or two or something along those.
It was great.
No, but that's sort of what happened. No, we had put the pressure on Moriarty to let you go sing a song wherever we were watching a football game. And he said, fine. So we all went to the G Pub, which I can't stand the G Pub. And I went anyway.
Rick.
We went. I don't like it.
Rick made a road trip.
And we went up and we were sitting there watching it. I had the worst food ever. It was brutal. I'm sitting there like,
Jesus.
it's Moriarty's fan to see it, but where's Stevie Rich? We were there for Stevie Rich at the time. So it kept dragging and dragging. Now I'm getting pissed. Coach is getting pissed. So Coach finally went up to Moriarty and said, like, he basically told him, I'm going to wring your neck if you don't get Stevie Rich on now. He was like, oh, we're going to put him in start second set. I said, no, you know. Let's go. And then we got him going, and it worked out great so then I could get out of there.
Yep. And from that day forward, I knew I needed Hilton on my head of security.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
When I have my own band, I was like, I'm going to have Hilton as head of security, and everything's going to come together. So now things are going. The only thing missing is a record deal. Hopefully next summer we're playing over in Gillette Stadium. We fill it like the Rolling Stones. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Really fun.
You have Taylor Swift on your undercard.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go Four Nations. Let's dive right in.
Right.
Championship game tonight, USA versus Canada. Puck dropping about, we got 15 or so minutes.
No, probably about a half hour.
45.
About 8:20, I'd say.
They usually drop about 8.
So what do we think?
Here's my issue with the whole thing.
No,
I love it. It's been the best. No, don't give me some shit, Doug. I'm saying it's been awesome. It's been awesome. But you know what it is? All these people that don't pay attention to shit like this, like we come on here and we bitch and moan about how nobody says a word about the Bean Cup. Nobody says a word about the best college hockey in the country. Nobody says anything about anything. We were even talking about the beginning of this thing that they weren't really talking about it. Now all of a sudden, this thing's got a life of its own. Everyone and their brothers talking about it. And guess what? The guy that sings the national anthem, the bartender guy for the Bruins, they asked him tonight, and they're bringing in the Boston Pops. Like, what? Come on. Like, just stay out of the way and let the hockey people do what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? So that's what I hate, Doug. Because you got all these morons that have no idea what the hell's going on, and they're going to get involved and wreck it. Yes, I'm going off, Rick. Piss me off.
I like it. I thought you were going in a different direction. I thought it was more like all of a sudden hockey's all over talk radio.
That's as well.
Outside of the Bruins in a playoff.
Exactly, same thing.
And in listening to them make an
Oh
apple.
my God.
Zolax made a statement say, well, when you got hurt the first game against Sweden,
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you getting paid?
Yes.
You should only be able to be on the floor.
Plus Swayman playing goal. It's like Swayman's a third goaltender.
They get two of the best goalies in the world. So they're basically right now playing. Yeah. Swayman would be starting for Canada
He would.
without a question. With the 100%. But it's just these guys. Then I listened. Did you hear the comment today? I was driving up to North Plymouth, and they were talking about like.
By the way, just real quick, Ricky goes to North Plymouth a lot. Do you notice that, Dougie?
No.
He's always going to North Plymouth.
The big commute to North Plymouth. The 7-minute commute to North Plymouth. He gets all his sports in the 7 minutes to North Plymouth. Where'd you go, Panadoses?
Yeah, that's why I spend a lot of time at Perry's. So on my way back, I swing by Perry's.
Yeah.
Get my pork chops. Tonight I got some chicken pot pie, Dougie, to get ready for the game because it's a little cold out, so it's like gonna feel good, right, Stevie?
Yeah. Let me hear what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
So I'm like pulling the parking lot. I almost hit another car because there's Murray talking about, well, it's really like, and he was being good about like that. It's amazing how intense everybody's playing it because it's really just an exhibition. And then all of a sudden, Maz chimed in. Yeah, it's like the bean pot.
Oh,
I'm like, the bean. You're grown up in Massachusetts. It's what a geeky is and loser. Is that the bean pot is one of the biggest traditions, and they don't give it any time. Half the guys, there's like probably, I don't know, probably played in the tournament, but between Canada and the United States alone, there's got to be at least a dozen guys who played in the bean pot.
absolutely.
And it's like, that's what they should be focused on. It's like, look at the bean pot, Bruins #1 pick. We're going to see how they did. They're doing that. We do all. The only show that does this in all of Boston is us. as well as us. It's a travesty, and now it's aggravating me. These guys chiming in about hockey because there's nothing else to talk about is ridiculous with
Really
zero knowledge, and instead of they could chime this in and give a lot of credibility to USA hockey and Massachusetts hockey alone, and all that. Talk about the history of it and all that. They don't have the capability. They're limited. And I almost threw up today what Maserati said. So, the B part too, those games count. They're not exhibition.
Right.
So when number one played BC, lost to number
BU.
7 BU, that was a factor.
It's a big time.
The Bruins have no stake in this except for the fact that Charlie McAvoy's done for the year.
No, which is a travesty.
Well,
Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed after the year?
But no, I bet it's.
Oh, would it fit well into his
Well,
narrative?
let's flow into that because the whole thing is that I want to know what really happened.
I don't know how you get an AC joint. You hit a guy, you hurt your AC joint, and then you get an infection in like 3 days. Like, how does that happen? I think he got a bad needle or something. You know what I mean? Like something happened during the care that created an infection, because you don't get infections by hurting your joint during a game.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure there's some treatment involved, and that's the result of that.
Yeah, I mean, had to be like
And
a
they probably
dirty.
can't talk all about it. They're probably going to go to court. The Bruins will probably sue the doctor in Montreal. Like, who's paying for the rest of Charlie's contract?
Well, no, it's
They don't.
I think it's Team USA's medical staff that's on the hook, right?
It would say it's it was by Team USA, the
The Minnesota Wild,
the Minnesota Wild.
right?
I mean, I'm sure all of this comes down to money. Like, who's paying for Charlie's, the rest of his salary for the year? I'm sure the Bruins need to get compensated somehow.
Right.
Their guy got hurt.
Right.
And there sounds like maybe there was some negligence somewhere. I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Once insurance gets involved, and then there's lawyers, and then it's not the way it used to be. It's going to be
It's definitely
a
negligent.
dog's fight.
In this, yeah, I mean, they're looking for compensation somehow, some way.
Some future draft
No
pick.
way they get compensation.
No,
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying, but that's what they're looking for.
Right. So do you think he was playing hurt when he went into the post?
I think he got hurt.
But like
He got
hurt per prior.
Or he went into this beforehand.
I don't know.
Existing.
Because that's what they were saying today, that he was hurt. He was already playing hurt. And that was just kind of the icing on the cake. And then my question is, okay, you're playing hurt, and they were saying he got some type of needle.
Oh,
And then so, nobody spoke to the medical staff. There was no questions, like nothing. He just said, I'm good to go, and that was it. And now, the more reports coming out.
well,
No.
Quinn Hughes isn't playing because he didn't get cleared by the Vancouver medical staff. So obviously McAvoy was cleared by the Boston medical staff to play. Or else he wouldn't have been on the team.
No. What happened was, which is factual. But the whole thing is, we haven't had an official statement yet, which is aggravating me because what's going on talk radio right now, 90% of the story is a complete fabrication.
Mhm.
The only fact is he was definitely hurt in the Finland game. But Zolak called it the Sweden game.
Yep.
Which he never played in, by the way. And he got hurt in that game, which no one knew about. And the issue is what happened to allow him to play against Russia. Canada. What allowed that to happen? That's the whole issue here. And we don't have the facts yet. We don't have the facts that was it the medical staff determined it non-structural. So we'll give you a cortisone, loosen it up, and you're good to go. And then they did that, that was agreed to. And then he played against Canada, and took that shot or whatever happened. Might have been McDavid hit, and it blew the thing up. So so the question is, was it negligent to say give the shot or not? So the point was, he obviously, to get that infection, had to have had probably some type of cortisone shot that could have led to an infection. But my take on is what they're talking about. This other guy put this report like his collarbone was like bulging out of his shoulder. They put it back in. There's zero chance. But because I'm dying to hear the end of what happened here, because you're talking about, put it this way, if Minnesota, their medical staff ill-advised them what to do when we learned more about what that injury really was and gave him a shot, just to give him a shot because you want a shot to play, they're screwed. I mean, they're not going to pay the Bruins anything, but they're going to all lose their jobs in a heartbeat.
Well, that's my question too. Like, at any given time, like while he's seeking that medical attention, is there at least a phone call to Boston Bruins medical personnel saying, "Hey, listen, Charlie, McAvoy's banged up here. This is what we're looking at. What do you think?"
Should have been.
I can't agree with you more. I was talking with someone about it earlier today. I said the biggest joke is Don Sweeney is the GM of Team Canada. They're in this whole process. They're not in the same hotel, but they're all staying within a block of each other. It's like, how was there not communication to Don Sweeney,
right?
Through them just to protect their own ass to see what's up, or they're making the whole thing up and they don't want McAvoy to look bad because the whole thing happened because McDavid freaking trucked them. Right. It was a nice hit, but McDavid at that speed in that size, you know what? That's a football ball.
Yeah.
That's a football thing. Those don't happen in hockey often. And the question is, they sort of more like, did we ever hear a word McAvoy was banged up against Finland?
I don't think so.
No. So maybe it's a little bit McAvoy. I don't know, but we got to see. But there was just no way everybody's that close. And then all it would have been was, and it's not like it was the next day. Like if you're in between games, they had a full day. They had almost like 48 hours to have said, all right, let's talk to Don, see what he wants to do. Let's get them in the room. And then, if Don wants, he's going to fly up his staff, take a look. We're going to evaluate before we let him go on the ice. But none of that's what happened seems absolutely. I'm fascinated to hear what happened.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it happens like that. It sounds like, like you would describe it. He just sustained an injury.
He wanted to play.
McDavid. Let's just say all this and, infection and whatever else. No matter what, though, he's gone for the year.
I know he's gone.
Surgery.
Yeah, it looks.
Does he need surgery?
It's going to be interesting.
That's my guess. I don't know. It sounds weird.
He just left today. That's the whole thing. I'm with you, Steve. I mean, that's the whole thing. This is like your comments the other night about the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah.
It's like
I watched that video, by the way, Coach. I went into a real rabbit hole with that shit.
Me too.
Well, there go the Bruins' chances in the out first round now.
The whole thing, Stevie, what it kills me is if they were going to do something, he has no trade now. That's the ask.
Right.
Well, so do you think team wise,
everybody's like talking McAvoy's a stud. You get max value.
Yeah.
Now you might as well trade for me.
Right.
So do you think this pushes this pushes them in a certain direction now with the trade deadline coming up?
I think it pushes them more in the sell direction.
Right.
Because if he's out, whatever. They need to do something,
They need some
I
drafts.
don't want to get into the whole Bruins thing because it's really pissing me off, but they need a whole duel.
They need a big overhaul.
Yeah, complete
Remember they
makeover.
used to do that show while you were out?
Yeah.
They come in and do the renovation.
Yeah.
Someone needs to do that.
That's right.
Like,
hey, while they
Don Sweeney immediately they're out of town.
Yeah.
Like, somebody comes in to clean up the whole
Yeah.
the whole organization.
nobody's the same. That'd be good.
While you were out. Mobile defenseman here, couple of fighters, big guys in the front, some forwards. What do you think?
I like it.
So predictions, Dougie,
USA.
tonight.
The
Real?
USA.
Wow.
I think so.
What do you think, Rick?
Stevie?
Yeah, I would say U.S. It's home ice advantage.
Yeah, I think that
and
environment's
they're-
gonna be crazy.
based on it was just so surprising. We went off just the opening dialogue here in tangent about how everybody jumped on the coattails of hockey all of a sudden. Everybody's just like Maz and whatever's a big aficionado. But I will say this, for me, just from a fan perspective, I was just so fucking surprised at how great the product was, the entertainment. It was fantastic. The intensity level, how much it mattered to all of them, and the skill. It was all amazing to me. This whole thing caught me by surprise. I just had no idea what this was about, what it was going to mean, and what it would look like. And I'm really looking forward to it again. So, I mean, it stinks that, we don't have Russia in this, and that they don't have more countries in it. But this is a really good start. And I really feel like it's added a bunch of excitement to the city too. A bunch of people are really locked in on hockey, and it is such a great sport. It's very unique. It isn't like basketball. It's not soft and they have all these stupid calls you can make that make no sense at all, and they're gray or whatever. Hockey's hockey, and it's just pretty black and white. The calls are pretty good, and I just really enjoy that sport, and I think this is kind of eye-opening for a lot of people. Puts hockey back on the map.
No doubt. Just so people know, Stevie Rich is also the founder of HOH.
Happy hour hockey.
He's not only an entertainer, he's an athlete. But
that's debatable. I can organize shit. I wouldn't say.
But I would say to Stevie's point, the biggest thing that this accomplished no matter what, it takes out a playwright, is that hockey at this point in the year, at the professional level, has never, ever, ever had such national exposure. The game of the hockey itself, ever. And this even goes back to
1980.
You're talking 1980, but 1980, and we've talked about this. The goal, when they beat Russia, that game was not even live on television. So it created buzz after the fact. It was actually Finland that they beat to win the gold. But the point is the buzz that it created is great for the NHL product. It's great for the brand. It's a perfect time to have it because there's nothing else on. That's what it accomplished. But
not only that, but it's the biggest beneficiary is going to be the Olympics next year, because all these guys are going to go back, and there's going to be even more countries, and they're all going to be playing in the Olympics.
Yeah, and that created buzz. It's the best thing in the world was the Canada Cup, but that's a whole long time ago. You guys don't even know. But that was strictly because the United States wasn't good then. That was strictly U.S. I'm sorry, the Soviet Union versus Canada, and that was insanity. But
played a 7-game. No, it was 9.
The original ones. Then it went to 7, when Bork and them.
Yeah, but they played 9-game series.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but maybe if the idiot Russians could get the hell out of Ukraine and get back into international play, it'll be good. But who knows what they're going to do now with Dumb and Dumber together, figuring that out. But that's a whole different topic. But my prediction is Canada. I think fairly easy tonight. I get them winning by 2.
I hope you're wrong.
Me too.
I hope you're wrong.
I was wrong with the Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, that gives me comfort.
No, I know.
You're probably wrong with this.
I kind of.
I think we're safe.
I think
that U.S.
I think USA has got more the emotional edge. Talent wise, though, Cale Makar didn't play the first game against the U.S. Now he's playing tonight. He's playing tonight. That guy's the best defenseman in the world. He's playing. McAvoy's
UMass Amherst graduate.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. But to me, the biggest difference is in goal, and the U.S. has got a very large advantage there.
Oh, I agree.
And
that's what we talked about before.
And I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, that's it.
I said it.
I think they
when
get
I first
outshot.
started.
I bet they get outshot tonight, close to 2-1.
Yeah. So stay out of the penalty box. They get a shot.
How about the that opening last game when these guys played?
The fights.
I just I had no idea that there was so much animosity. I'm like, how is it that so many people hate each other this much? Just I can see it in a 7-game series. Personalities wear on each other, that happens.
Who knows?
And then these guys open up the Kachuk brothers. I love them.
That was definitely a little.
I would give up the world.
That was definitely a little.
I'm with you. Are we talking?
I would trade the world to get those two guys on the Bruins.
Yes, I love them. Love them.
I'd give them
That
everything.
was no doubt. That was staged by them. They knew they were going to.
They texted each other in a group chat beforehand, and Canada was making fun of them, and Kachuk goes, "Yeah, I guess Canada doesn't have a group chat."
Yeah.
Dougie, what's the over-under on a fight tonight?
I don't think they have those stats. Doug, you with us, kid?
Doug?
No, I'm watching it right now. Just they got a little pregame going on. They got speeches and the they had team dinners and everything.
Pregame's gonna be good.
No, is there an over under on whether there will be fights?
Probably half. A half. So will there be one fight or not? I was actually surprised that they fought.
There's going to be a fight? Do you think there's going to be a fight tonight?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I think he likes a fight.
I definitely. Those Kachuk boys, love them.
I'm going to say it's going to be an organic fight, though, where a guy gets too aggressive on a goalie, at the end of a play, and something like that. That's what I think it's going to be. It's not going to be, before the puck drop.
I don't like people saying that stage. That wasn't a stage. It's a
No,
stage.
they predetermined.
They knew they were going to fight.
The Canadians didn't want to fight. Kachuk said we were going on the ice and we're going to start a fight. If they pussy out, they pussy out.
Right.
But they went with them.
It was like a strategy,
But it was 100%. It was predetermined. It wasn't
Yeah, nothing happened pregame.
I love that.
Even back at even
in their backyard.
Yeah.
Because the animosity goes back. We talked about World Juniors is that, and Felger was good about it today. He knows a little bit about hockey, which is, I'll give him credit. One of the few in all of Boston sports talk radio. But like he said, the difference in that rivalry now is that we talked about this the other night. The World Juniors, these guys now, the United States is on the World Junior stage. It's like the biggest event. They were an afterthought. Now they've won the last two. These guys have been, they're still 90%. Like Sam Bennett and Matt Kachuk are big time buddies. They're like brothers.
Yeah.
They're like Florida. They're both killers. They are. They're Bruins killers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Barra's a Bruin. But when it still comes down to when they grew up against each other, they all knew each other. But they played it
the really
so many
small
tournaments.
Okay, so that's why
The elite of the elite have 90% of the time it's been the same guys.
Yeah.
Have played against each other in international play since they were freaking
15, 14,
14 to 7, all the way up until they went to the NHL and all that. So there's a tradition, unlike any other sport, that's happened, and that's how this development goes. And this just goes to the next level of what they've done. It's a pride factor. And for the United States, too, they were always the afterthought. United States, you figure, for even 1980 was 1980, but take that out of the equation. You go to 1984, like Eddie Olczyk was on the other night, that was the diaper one.
Yeah.
Eddie Olczyk and Pat LaFontaine and David A. Jensen. I actually played against David A. Jensen. He went to Lawrence Academy. He was at Lawrence Academy when he played in the 1984 Olympics.
You're not getting this shit on Felger Mass.
No, but the point is that they got smacked. So at the end of the day, it was Canada, Russia, Canada, and then you go to Sweden, Finland, maybe the United States.
Right.
Now it's United States, Czechs, when there was, especially back then, because it was the Czech Republic.
Right.
So, but the United States was like almost an afterthought. It was like a minor miracle if they ever got. Now it's the United States till Russia figures out their shit. It's the United States and Canada, two top programs in the world.
Right.
And so that's materialized over a past probably decade now.
And I would say Canada's on the way down.
To where they are now.
Yeah. Canada's on the way down.
I mean, I think with this one, like the Canada Cup was one of the biggest few things for hockey even here, because we got into it because like guys like we knew all the NHL guys going against, so we were like Americans, Vernon, going against, because we were the NHL going against the Soviet Union. So you didn't care. You were rooting for Gretzky. You were rooting for that. God, stage, you kidding me? They ever put a team on that stage? They would have lost like $5 billion to nothing. It's bad. Would have been embarrassing.
Check the hot fire. I think we got some. I smell some burnage.
It's all right. Right? It's circulating. But so we'll see tonight. I'm excited.
Well done, Coach. Well done.
Multitasking.
So that was a good segment, and I want to propose something to you guys. It's up to you, but that was so good. Everything's been so good up to this point. We should probably wrap it up. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I get a little bit heated up about the
What, the socks?
controversy.
So we'll end it on the socks.
All right. Let's do 10 minutes on socks, and that's it. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good.
We're still on the schedule, Doug.
No, I know we're good. I'm just saying, like, there was such a high thing. It was like then we haven't
right into the heart.
We haven't done top three, right?
I know. Do we have to do top three?
Stevie Rich would love top three.
Okay.
I don't know what top three is. Maybe I like that.
All right. You want to skip socks except for dinner at Cora's house? Maybe we can go.
Explain that to me. What happened? Did he have them all over for dinner?
Yeah.
Bregman and Devers?
Well, I think they had a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
He had a bunch of guys over. Bregman was talking about it late today. Said it was great. Unbelievable vibe.
I didn't see it.
The whole thing. But it's just the media. They're trying to figure out something to talk
I was
about.
in the Sox last year, by the way.
Sox are fine. Just get rid of Casas as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can to get rid of him. And please, the Red Sox are not making Devers a full-time DH this time in his career. It ain't happening, dummies. It ain't happening.
Not to mention, like,
Okay, that's fine.
no, I mean, he made a great,
okay with him?
he made a great point last, the little shorty we had the other day was, if Devers was on any other team with his ability at third base and his ability to hit the baseball, no one would even question that he was playing third base. Like, you're the third baseman. But because you brought in Bregman, now all of a sudden there's a problem. It's like, no, there's no problem. Just leave him at third. Bregman is going to solidify your middle infield, which they didn't have all last year. So what's the problem?
That's right.
And yeah, if you want to rest Devers or you want to make him a DH, then you got a gold guy to move into his spot.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
It's called depth.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not really, and these baseball players, like the hockey players, they've been playing forever. So it's not like, like they have to play the same position every single day. You can switch it up. And if you wanted to go crazy and let Devers, experiment over at first for down the road a little bit, why not? But keep it interesting for him, I would think.
Yeah, you might like that.
I might be a little young for this knowledge, but one of the greatest teams in the history of the Boston Red Sox, record-wise, was a 1978 Boston Red Sox, who lost in the playoffs in a fluke, Bucky Dent homer, in a playoff game, first playoff game ever. But they would have walked through the playoffs, that team. They would have been in by accident. That year, you know who the third baseman was?
For the Red Sox? Butch Hobson.
Butch Hobson. How many errors he had?
A lot.
35.
Yeah.
So, as I told you guys stats here about the other night about how much 12 errors or 15 errors affects the season, it's called zero, dummies. Zero. Middle infield. Catching, middle infield, and center field play.
Up the middle.
All up the middle.
Up the middle. Who said
throw strikes and up the middle defense.
That's what we've been saying. Time,
I
man.
like this. Now, I feel like at ease now.
Have you told that?
Let Devers have third. Let him have third.
He's
pretty good.
Up the middle. You got to be strong up the middle.
It's almost like when people complain about interest rates now. Like they're flipping out because they're at 7%. Guys, in the 70s, it used to be like, I don't know, 15%.
Right.
Yeah.
Good
Relax.
point, Stevie.
You know what I mean?
So it's smart enough. Don't worry about the rates.
That was good.
Well, I think that people's biggest gripe is the fact that you're paying him $40 million to play second base when he's a 2-time Gold Glove winner and he can go over and play third and they're going to get their money's worth. But I don't agree with that because now he's going to be here for what, a year, maybe 2, and you're just going to uproot the whole organization when you already signed Rafi for 10 years to be the face of your organization. And I do understand the fact where it's like, oh, hey, Bregman, this nice new shiny toy, we're going to pay him $40 million to play second.
No, I agree with you, Doug. There's no doubt. It's organizational suicide. Now he can go back and forth and all that, but you're not going to all of a sudden, just to your point, unless they know there's some stud prospect coming up that's going to be a third baseman. You're going to ask Rafi for the next year, maybe whatever it goes. Say, oh, you just DH full time. Bregman's going to go play third. You do what you don't want to do. 100%, Doug, what you're saying. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
And then Bregman leaves, and then you go, oh, go back and play third.
Yeah, go back, play third.
Stupid. It's not happening.
No.
Bregman knew all along he's coming to play second base, and they'll give everybody a little blow. The only issue is that I could see with Devers, which I don't think he'd ever bitch, is if they had ended up converting him over to first base. But you got to get rid of Casas. We got to get rid of Casas. We got to get Guerrero right now.
I think what does all of this is Cora or somebody from management step up to the plate, no pun intended, and say, we brought Bregman in to play second base. Rafi's our third baseman. And just end it. Don't just be like, we're going to take the best 26 to Texas. I'm so fucking sick of hearing that. Just say where the guy's going to fucking play or not.
I wonder if he already knew. Like, and that's why during the press conference, Devers was like, no, I'm playing third. One of Cora already had that laid out. They already, like you said,
I think they
had that conversation. And I never seen the answer like that. No, I'm third.
And Doug, I couldn't agree with you more.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, just come on and say it, Cora. You talk to the media every single day. It's like, yeah, Bregman's going to start at, the second bag.
Johnny Gaudreau's shirt.
Yeah.
Like Ruzioni wearing Gaudreau's shirt.
Ruzioni, yeah. That guy's made more money in his life after being a mediocre at best hockey player from Revere, but scored the greatest goal in USA amateur history. I mean, he was not very good.
Place is going berserk.
I didn't realize how small he was.
Oh, my God. He barely made that team. It was a fluke. He looks
like Danny DeVito.
He's hilarious. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Unbelievable guy. Has done tremendous. I met him a bunch of times. Awesome dude. And he did the right thing, kid. He scored that goal. A lot of those guys went to the minors or went right to the NHL. He was like, I'm good.
I'm going to turn this into millions of dollars.
It's on the Wheaties box.
Well, all right. I guess we'll skip the top 3 this week. We're going right into the game. We got national anthems coming on.
Because what was he? Is he BU?
Yes.
Yeah.
BU.
Yeah.
Him and Jim Craig.
Yep.
Jim Craig, Jackie O'Callahan.
That's it, Jim Craig.
Dave Silk. They're all on that BU team. Yeah.
From Winthrop, Mass.
Yeah.
It's my net, Herb. Well, tonight it's everybody's net.
Tonight it's everybody's. That's it.
All right, to hockey tonight.
All right, boys, get it up.
That's
Episode
it.
77 in the books.
Rich, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for the invite.
It's been great.
Go Team USA.
Maybe between periods, Dougie, you could throw it. You could post this bad boy. No, I don't want to get crazy.
Yeah, should be able to.
All right.
He's a busy man down there.
Appreciate it, brother.
I'm a father coach,
I know you. So I got 3 of them, kid. I had 2 at the same time. Try that one.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. All right, boys.
All right, see you later.
I was at the game tonight when my kids were your age.
That's it.
I would have had a whole time.
Divorce, but that's all right.
Exactly. All right, boys.
By these guys. Doing great. See you, buddy.